How to save $800 on Camaro ignition coils. A Camaro owner walked into a dealership with misfiring cylinders and walked out with a $2,100 repair quote. Then he made one phone call that cut that price in half. Today I'm showing you the exact strategy he used, the part numbers you need to know, and how understanding cross-compatible OEM parts can save you serious money on your next repair, whether you drive a Camaro, Silverado, or Corvette. This isn't about cutting corners or buying cheap knockoffs. We're talking genuine GM parts, factory specifications, same warranty, just smarter shopping. Let's break it down. Here's what happened. A 2018 Camaro SS owner, let's call him Mike, noticed his 6.2-liter V8 was running rough. Hesitation during acceleration, loss of power, and that check engine light nobody wants to see. He did the right thing and took it to a Chevrolet dealership for diagnostics. The dealer scanned the codes and found cylinder 3 and cylinder 7 were misfiring. Diagnosis: failed ignition coils. Now on the LS3 and LT1 engines, you've got 8 individual coil packs, 1 per cylinder. The service advisor recommended replacing all 8 coils plus the spark plugs as preventive maintenance, since these parts typically wear together. The quote? $2,100 total. That broke down to about $140 per coil, $8 per spark plug, plus labor and shop fees. Mike had a decision to make. Drop $2,000 at the dealer or do some research. And what he discovered next changed everything. Mike called his buddy who runs an independent shop. His buddy asked one simple question. Did they give you the part number? Mike had the dealer email the estimate. The GM part number for those coils was 126-19161. Here's where it gets interesting. That same exact part number, 126-19161, appears in the service manuals for multiple GM vehicles. We're talking the Camaro SS, yes, but also the Silverado 1500, the Corvette C6 and C7, Cadillac CTS-V, and even some Buick Enclave models with a 3.6-liter V6. Why? Because GM, like every major automaker, engineers parts for multiple applications. It reduces manufacturing costs, simplifies inventory, and ensures consistent quality across their vehicle lineup. The ignition coil's job is identical whether it's firing in a Camaro or a Silverado. Convert 12 volts to roughly 40,000 volts to create the spark. Now here's the key insight. That same coil can be priced differently depending on where you buy it and which vehicle you say it's for. Not because the part is different, but because of how the parts distribution system works. Stay with me, because this is where you save the most money. Mike went to Rock Auto, entered that GM part number, and found options. Delco, which is GM's house brand, listed the same coil for $85. Delphi, another OEM supplier, had it for $78. These aren't aftermarket specials. Delco literally makes parts for GM assembly lines. That he ordered 8 Delco coils for $680 plus 8 NGK Iridium spark plugs for $64. Total parts cost $744. His buddy's shop charged $280 for labor, about 2 hours at $140 per hour, which is fair for the job. All in cost $1,024. Compare that to the dealer's $2,100 quote. Mike saved $1,076, more than 50%, using identical OEM parts with the same warranty coverage. But here's what most people miss about this strategy. Before anyone thinks I'm bashing dealerships, let me be clear. Dealerships have higher overhead, nicer facilities, more specialized tools, trained technicians, and they stand behind their work. Sometimes that's worth paying for, especially for complex repairs or warranty work. But for straightforward maintenance like coil replacement, understanding your options makes sense. Now let's talk about how you can apply this strategy to your own repairs. This works for any vehicle, not just GM products. Step 1. Always ask for the part number. When you get a repair estimate, don't just look at the total. Ask the service advisor or mechanic for the manufacturer's part number. It'll look something like 126-19161 or have a format specific to that brand. Write it down. Step 2. Cross-reference that number. Go to websites like Rock Auto, FCP Euro, or even the manufacturer's parts catalog online. Enter that exact part number. You'll see every application where that part is used and all available suppliers. Step 3. Compare suppliers and pricing. You'll typically see several options. The original equipment manufacturer like Actelco for GM or Motorcraft for Ford, and then OEM equivalent brands like Delphi, Bosch, or Denso. These companies supply parts to assembly lines. They're not aftermarket knockoffs. Step 4. Check fitment and specifications. This is critical. Just because a part number matches doesn't mean it's identical. Look at the technical specs, voltage, resistance, connector type. On Rock Auto, they list detailed specifications and show you exactly which vehicles each part fits. Step 5. Factor in warranty and return policies. Actelco parts bought online typically come with the same warranty as dealer parts. Keep your documentation. If something fails prematurely, you're covered. And here's something crucial most people don't know: won't buying parts online void my warranty? No. Under the Magnuson-Moss Warranty Act, a vehicle manufacturer cannot void your warranty simply because you used aftermarket or independently sourced parts. They'd have to prove that specific part caused the failure. This is federal law protecting your right to choose where you buy parts. Now here's something important that often gets left out of these discussions. There are absolutely times when paying dealer prices makes sense, that if your vehicle is under warranty, use the dealer. You're often paying little to nothing out of pocket, and you want that service history documented with the manufacturer. For recalls or technical service bulletins, use the dealer. They have direct access to updated parts and procedures. For complex repairs involving computer programming, specialized tools, or systems you're not familiar with, dealer or specialist shop is the smart move. The $200 you save sourcing parts yourself isn't worth a $2,000 mistake. For older or rare vehicles where you need the exact right part the first time, sometimes the dealer's expertise is worth the premium. The point isn't never use dealers. It's understand when you're paying for value versus just paying more for the same thing. And this principle applies across all brands. Let me give you 3 quick examples from other vehicles where this same strategy works. Ford F-150 oxygen sensors. Dealer price is often $180 to $220 per sensor. Motorcraft, Ford's OEM brand, sells on Rock Auto for $85 to $110. Same part, different channel. Honda Accord brake pads. Genuine Honda pads at the dealer run about $120 for a front set. Akebano, which supplies Honda's factory, sells the same pads online for $65 that BMW 3 Series cabin air filters. The dealer might charge $80 for this 10-minute job. The man filter, which BMW uses from the factory, costs $18 online and takes you 5 minutes to replace yourself. That I'm not saying the dealer is overcharging anyone. They're running a business with real overhead. But as an informed consumer, you have options. And knowing those options puts money back in your pocket. Here's your takeaway. Next time you need repairs, follow this process. Point 1. Get a detailed written estimate with part numbers and labor breakdown. Point 2. If the total seems high, get a second opinion from an independent shop you trust. Check Google reviews, ask car enthusiast friends, find someone reputable. Point 3. Research those part numbers yourself. Spend 20 minutes on Rock Auto or similar sites. Knowledge is power. 4. Present your findings respectfully. A good mechanic will appreciate an informed customer and explain their pricing. If they get defensive, that's a red flag. Point 5. Make an informed decision based on the total value, not just price. Consider warranty, convenience, and the shop's reputation. Point 6. Build a relationship with a trustworthy mechanic. Seriously, finding an honest independent shop you can rely on is worth its weight in gold. They'll save you thousands over your vehicle's lifetime. The Camaro owner I told you about, he's been going to that independent shop for 3 years now. Regular maintenance, fair pricing, transparent communication. That's the real win here. Understanding how automotive parts cross-reference between vehicles puts you in control of your maintenance costs. Whether it's ignition coils, oxygen sensors, brake components, or filters, doing your homework can save hundreds per repair, thousands over the life of your vehicle. Drop a comment below with your biggest car maintenance expense, and I'll make a video showing you how to research parts for that specific repair. Hit subscribe if you want more practical automotive knowledge that saves you real money. And remember, being an informed consumer isn't about distrusting mechanics. It's about making smart decisions for your wallet and your vehicle.